Hey y'all, this is Jen, and I am doing my monthly Happymail video for the Happymail Creations collab for August. And Joanne is in charge of that collab at Happymail Stamper, and I will have links to her channel and all the participants in the links below. So what I am doing here is making paper rosettes, and I am scoring this piece of paper at every 1/2 inch. So the piece of paper is a 12 by 12 sheet of scrapbook paper, and it is about 1 1/4 inches wide. And so I'm just going to score every 1/2 inch, and I have 2 strips that are the size that I'm going to tape together. So I finished the first size, and now I'm going to do the second strip. And I'm going to fast forward through this so you guys do not have to sit here and watch this. So now that we have scored the paper, we are going to fold it accordion style. Okay, so now that we finished folding it, we want to make sure that the ends are even. You want them to be straight across so that it doesn't look funky. So I'm just going to kind of shimmy them, move them back and forth until they are lined up. And then once the ends look pretty even, then I'm just going to push them together. And you're going to want to do that on both ends. And then I am going to fold the other piece accordion style and get the ends even as well. Okay, now that we've got the accordion folding done, I'm going to tape one end of the strip to the other. So I'm going to use my double-sided Scotch tape here to stick them together. And you're going to notice here that I'm putting them down wrong faces together. And I'm going to realize it in a second and fix it. But you definitely want them to be like sides down so you don't have any extra pieces. And then once I stick those ends together, then I'm going to go to the other end and stick the other 2 ends together. And right here I am cutting a little bit off the side because when I trimmed it on my paper trimmer, I didn't do it straight, so a little part of it was fatter than the rest, and you want it to be as even as possible so that it looks right. Okay, so once you stick all the ends together, then you're going to lay it down with the right side facing up. So you're going to fold it out and put it down, and then you're going to scrunch it in to the center to make the flower. And then I forgot that I didn't punch out the backs for this, so that's what I'm getting ready to do now. So I'm using a piece of cardstock and a paper punch, and this is I think it's a 2-inch scallop. It might be 1 7/8, I can't remember. But I'm just going to punch this out for the back, because I don't like it to be plain on the back, but you can totally leave it plain, but I like to cover up the glue. And I do use hot glue to seal it together. So I'm going to take my hot glue and put a little dab on the back, and then I'm going to put the brown circle down on top of that. And you do have to kind of hold it for a few seconds until it dries a little bit. Otherwise, the front is going to come undone. But you could also stick a dot of hot glue on the front side down in the little hole, and then push it together that way. And I do end up doing that to some of these. But for this one, I just held it until it was dry. So I got my hot glue dot there, and I'm going to put the back on. And I'm just going to hold it in together until it dries a little bit. It did take a few minutes because I didn't do the dot down the center. And then once it is dry and it stays together, then you can embellish the front if you so choose. Although I think it's kind of pretty without anything, but I did add embellishments to the ones I did. So I'm going to use that big rhinestone gem, but before I did that, I decided that I wanted to add a little something more. So I grabbed some of my foam tape, and I'm going to place a little square down in the center to kind of give it some height. And then I'm going to use a cardstock bottle cap image that I had extra, and that's going to be the background for the rhinestone. And when I was sticking this foam tape down, I peeled the plastic off, and then it fell out of my hand and it stuck back to the foam tape, so that was kind of funny. So that's the little bottle cap image that I chose. It's a brown chevron image with kind of like a cream colored background. It matched the paper really pretty. And then I'm going to hot glue that gemstone to the top of that. And then my paper rosette will be complete. Okay guys, so I did the other 3 rosettes off camera, and I'm going to go ahead and show you up close what they look like. So this is a yellow one with a little gold leaf, yellow ribbon, then I punched out a little small scallop circle with a orange and gray fire leaf, a little pearl, and a little treasure. This one has a cutout puzzle piece and a red leaf. And it says hello. And this one has a kind of like a cream colored puzzle piece punched out, octagon, and then this is a gold leaf brad, and then a acorn embellishment. And then this one is the one in the video from before. It's just the bone with the little punch out and the bone. So these will all 4 be given away. And if you want to be entered to win, please make sure that you have liked my channel, you are subscribed, and you have left a comment below. And tell me what your favorite thing about fall is. And I'll see you next month. Bye guys.